Hi, I'm Beth.
Hi, and I'm Nathan.
And ahead of our big backpacking trip, we thought we'd give a little introduction into who we are and why we're travelling.
It sounds like a pretty good place to start.
I'm Beth. I am 29 years old, I had to think there. I work in marketing by day, and by night I do enjoy creating TikToks and Instagram, all other social media, you name it. So marketer by trade, content creator by, I guess, enjoyment. I do run Beth'sBoujeeAdventures.com, the blog, travel blog, where we focus on bougie yet affordable, bougie by my standards, considering I am from a council estate, and talk about our accessible adventures that we've been on.
Well, I'm Nathan. I'm 31 years old, and I've got a condition called cerebral palsy. So it's a disability that I was born with. I was diagnosed with it roughly around 8 months old, I think. I wasn't meeting some of the sort of typical development stages that you have as kids, but it was a little bit of a confusion for some of the doctors. I was a little bit more advanced as what sort of the textbook should have told me to be. So it's always been one of those things as a child that I'm kind of ahead of the curve a little bit. So that's one of the reasons why we've decided to go on the trip, isn't it?
So in August this year, we are headed on a one-way flight to the other side of the world. So we have a ticket to Singapore. From there, we're headed to Bali, and from Bali over to Australia up the east coast. From there, who knows? We do have some countries in mind.
We do. But it's whether or not we can get there for one. Obviously, the accessibility aspect of parts of the world might not be as sort of well documented, but I guess that's what we're here for. It's just to document all the highs, the lows, the ins, the outs of what we can and can't really go up to, whether that's travelling to the far ends of the world or even a little bit closer to home that we've not decided or not really thought about venturing into. We certainly look to keep you all updated and informed, and hopefully you'll enjoy the ride.
So far, I think we are thinking New Zealand, Southeast Asia is an obvious one, and definitely Canada. However, if you do have any recommendations, please let us know. Although before we do head on that flight, we do have a slight complication in the form of Nathan's recent hip replacement, which was, 4 days ago?
We are now, currently Wednesday? Are we Wednesday?
Wednesday.
And I had it done on the Friday of last week. So yeah, certainly not quite through the worst of it yet, but I'm definitely a lot better than I thought I would be at this point, be it just short of a week post-op. But yeah, it certainly caused a few challenges so far, but certainly not worried that we can't overcome them at all.
We have 9 weeks to go until we board the flight. By then, the surgeons are confident that Nathan should be crutch-free, has progressed to walking, whereas when I saw him on Friday, he wasn't leave his bed. So we will keep you updated on the journey. Now, the reason that we are travelling, an intro to Nathan and I. So we met 8 years ago, working at the Lego store together. We just finished a year abroad working at Disney World in Florida.
Lego for me was my first job after university, so I did a undergrad in Liverpool, John Moores, and then I was silly enough to do a master's following that on in Liverpool, John Moores. So I thought, typical uni student, I'd land a job straight away in what I wanted to do. That certainly didn't happen, but I ended up in the Lego store, and it was pretty much a match made in heaven, really. It was a kid that grew up building, playing with Lego, so I was just really an adult that was able to do that whilst being paid for it, so it wasn't too bad.
I wish I shared that same sentiment. The sales side, the Disney side, amazing. The Lego itself, I'm probably the only person who genuinely gets stressed by Lego. However, Nathan and I met there, started off as friends, bonded very quickly over our love of travel, and then after a few work night out and even more alcohol, I progressed into a relationship, and here we are 7 years later. So we've entire relationship talked about the potentially going travelling. Unfortunately, COVID hit our plans, so we bought a house instead. Since then, sold that house and have booked that one-way flight. Jobs have been quick, and there we go. So we're very excited. We are aiming to keep you all updated on our journey from now until we get the flight, well, and on, obviously. However, I don't know what to say now.
There's still a lot that we need to get through. I know Beth has mentioned my hip replacement, so that's one of my main focuses. We've still got the odd bits and bobs to sort of polish off, really, haven't we? We've got the odd travel vaccination to get finished, but that shouldn't be an issue. And it's mainly just kind of figuring out what we need to pack, when we need to pack it, and why we need to pack it, really, especially with us only having a concrete 4-ish months planned so far. We don't really want to be packing for all climates and then turn out to not need half of it, but I guess that's all part of the fun, really.
Obviously there are some complications that come with travelling with cerebral palsy. However, our videos are not looking for sympathy, but we just want to do it for you guys and show you that it is possible to travel accessibly. However, you do need to plan a little bit more. Hopefully you enjoy the content, and I'm sure we'll be back very soon with what we've booked so far, what we have yet to book, which is quite a lot, and where we go next. So thank you for watching. Please do follow us on TikTok. So it's my TikTok at Beth Maybury, or visit the blog www.bethsboujeeadventures.com. I'll pop a link on our video too. Thank you.